Find out which smartphone has the longest battery life, with the Asus ROG Phone 3 lasting up to 22 hours on a single charge. The Asus ROG Phone 3 boasts an impressive battery life of up to 22 hours on a single charge. It achieves this with a massive 6000 mAh battery, one of the largest in the smartphone market. In comparison, the average smartphone battery life is around 10 to 12 hours, making the ROG Phone 3 a standout. The phone's long battery life is also due to its power-efficient Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 Plus processor. Asus has also optimized the phone software to minimize battery drain, ensuring long gaming sessions. The ROG Phone 3's incredible battery life makes it a top choice for heavy users and gamers on the go. The Ford Pinto is infamous for its design flaws, which led to a massive recall and numerous fatalities. The Ford Pinto was introduced in 1971 as a subcompact car to compete with foreign imports. Ford's rush to market led to a design flaw. The fuel tank was placed just 11 inches from the rear bumper. In low-speed crashes, the tank would rupture, causing fires and explosions that often proved fatal. Ford knew about the issue but initially chose not to fix it, deeming the cost too high at $11 per vehicle. It's estimated that between 1971 and 1978, the Pinto's design flaw caused over 500 deaths and countless injuries. The scandal led to a massive recall of 1.5 million Pintos and a fundamental shift in the automotive industry's approach to safety. In 1998, the U.S. government forced Big Tobacco to pay $206 billion in damages for deceiving the public about cigarettes' health risks. In 1998, the U.S. government sued Big Tobacco for deceptive marketing practices. The lawsuit accused tobacco companies of hiding the dangers of smoking for decades. The settlement required tobacco companies to pay $206 billion over 25 years. The payment was the largest lawsuit settlement in U.S. history at the time. The settlement also forced tobacco companies to fund anti-smoking campaigns. The deal led to significant declines in U.S. smoking rates, saving countless lives. Uncover the 5 secrets behind Bill Gates' incredible success, from his early entrepreneurial ventures to his philanthropic endeavors. Bill Gates started his first business, Data, at 15 with his childhood friend Paul Allen. He dropped out of Harvard to focus on Microsoft, which he co-founded with Paul Allen in 1975. Gates' parents invested $20,000 in Microsoft, fueling its growth into a tech giant. The embodied cognition philosophy helped Gates make decisions, focusing on product over process. Gates' 20% rule prioritizes learning. He dedicates 20% of his time to reading and self-improvement. Through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Gates has donated over $50 billion to philanthropic causes. The Beatles' Hey Jude is one of their most famous songs, but did you know it's also one of the most expensive songs to produce? The Beatles' Hey Jude was written by Paul McCartney to comfort Julian Lennon during his parents' divorce. The song's iconic "Na Na Na" refrain was originally just a placeholder, but it became a defining feature. Recording Hey Jude required 196 takes and over 8 hours of studio time, a lengthy process. The famous wall of sound technique, with 36 musicians, made Hey Jude one of the costliest productions. The orchestral arrangement alone cost $4,000, a significant expense in 1968, equivalent to $30,000 today. Despite high production costs, Hey Jude spent 9 weeks at #1, earning millions for the Beatles. Learn how the 2020 wildfires in China's Sichuan province threaten the habitats of giant pandas, which are already vulnerable due to habitat loss and fragmentation. Giant pandas are found only in a few mountain ranges in central China, making them highly vulnerable to habitat loss. The 2020 wildfires in Sichuan province burned over 20,000 acres of land, threatening the pandas' already fragmented habitats. Habitat loss and fragmentation have reduced the giant panda population to just 1,800 individuals in the wild. Conservation efforts, such as the creation of nature reserves, have helped increase the panda population by 17% since 2015. The Chinese government has implemented a panda corridor project to connect isolated habitats and promote panda migration. Vitamin A can reduce the risk of age-related macular degeneration by up to 25%. Vitamin A is a powerful antioxidant that protects the eyes from damage and disease. A diet rich in vitamin A can reduce the risk of age-related macular degeneration by up to 25%. Sweet potatoes are one of the richest sources of vitamin A, with a single medium-sized potato providing over 200% of the daily recommended intake. Carrots, kale, and squash are also high in vitamin A, making them great additions to a vision-protecting diet. Vitamin A deficiency is a leading cause of preventable blindness in developing countries, affecting over 250 million people worldwide. Getting enough vitamin A can also improve night vision, reduce eye fatigue, and support overall eye health. Understand how Robert Merton, a sociologist, coined the term self-fulfilling prophecy with his 1948 paper on bank failures, where the prophecy of a bank run led to the very failure predicted. Robert Merton, an American sociologist, coined the term self-fulfilling prophecy in 1948. Merton's concept was inspired by a bank failure study, where a false rumor sparked a real bank run. The prophecy of a bank failure led to a surge in withdrawals, ultimately causing the bank to fail. This phenomenon occurs when a false belief triggers a behavior that makes the belief true. Merton's work showed how social expectations can shape reality, influencing individual actions. The self-fulfilling prophecy concept has since been applied to various fields, including psychology, economics, and education. Meet Stephen Bradbury, the Australian speed skater who won gold in the 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics after all his opponents crashed in the 1,000 meters event. Stephen Bradbury was a 29-year-old Australian speed skater at the 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics. He was considered a dark horse, never having won a world championship or Olympic medal before. In the 1,000 meters event, Bradbury was in last place with only 50 meters to go. Then, in a shocking turn of events, all four leaders crashed into each other, opening the door for Bradbury. Bradbury crossed the finish line alone, becoming the first Australian to win Winter Olympic gold. His improbable victory made him an overnight sensation and a beloved Australian sports hero. Did you know Earth's core is as hot as 6,000 degrees Celsius? The Earth's core is a scorching 6,000 degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the Sunday. This intense heat is due to leftover energy from the Earth's formation, 4.5 billion years ago. The core is made of iron and nickel, which helps it retain heat so effectively. The heat from the core drives plate tectonics, shaping our planet's surface and creating mountains. If the core were to cool, the Earth's magnetic field could collapse, disrupting global communication. Despite its extreme temperature, the Earth's core is a vital component of our planet's survival.